Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to start your new topic, convex sets. So, the term of convex set was given by Jensen in 1905. So, first of all, we are going to discuss what is a convex set. So, dear students, if we want to define a convex set, we say that a set is convex if the line segment joining the 2 points is also into the set. Means to say, if we join 2 points of a set and if the line segment joining those 2 points also lies in that set, then we say that set is convex. So if you look at the two figures of the definition, in the first figure we have shown that line segment joining the 2 points lies in the set. That's why we say that it is a convex set. But in the second figure of the definition, we look at the figure that the line segment joining 2 points lies outside the set. That's why it is a non-convex set. So here are some examples so that you can understand the definition of convex set. In example 1, again there are two figures. In first figure again it is the case of convex set, while in the second figure we are taking the case of non-convex set. Because look at the second figure, we have taken 2 points x and y, and when we are joining by line segment, then some part of the line segment lies outside this curve. That's why we say that this type of set is a non-convex set. Similarly, look at the example 2. Here we have taken S1 and S2 two convex sets, but if we join the 2 points of these convex sets, then we get a non-convex set, because the line segment joining x and y lies outside the curve. That's why we say that it is a non-convex set. So next example, you can look again, it is the case of a line passing through 2 points. It is also a case of convex set, and that's why we are saying it is the convex function, because the line segment joining x1 fx1 x2 fx2 lies in the set. That's why this fx is known as the convex function. Similarly, we can take, for example Rn, the case of n-dimensional space of reals, or you say Euclidean space. You know very well that when we take 2 points xy in this Rn, then we take n tuples, x equal to x1 x2 xn and y equal to y1 y2 yn. So dear students, now next is the main and important definition of the convex set, which we have to apply in the theorems as well as in the numericals. So we are considering a set lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y, where xy belongs to Rn and lambda belongs to this closed interval 0 1. We say that a set S contained in Rn is said to be convex if xy belongs to S, then lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y belongs to S. So this linear combination must belong to S, where lambda belongs to this closed interval 0 1. Means to say, if for xy belonging to x, lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y also belongs to S, then we say that it is the convex set. And we can take a particular case also, because lambda belongs to 0 1. So we can take value of lambda as 1 by 2. So if you look at the value of lambda equal to 1 by 2, then it becomes 1 by 2x plus 1 minus 1 by 2y belongs to S. Means to say x plus y by 2 belongs to S. That means to say, if the mean of 2 points also belong to the set, then we say that it is the convex set. So in the sequence, next is the half space. We take S equal to set of all those x belong to R1 for which this ATX is greater than equal to beta, where A is not equal to 0. So we want to check that is it convex or not. So we take an element Z of the form lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y, where lambda belongs to 0 1, x belongs to Rn. So what is ATZ? ATZ is AT lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y. So it is lambda ATX plus 1 minus lambda ATY due to linearity. Because xy belongs to Rn, that's why we can say that ATX greater than equal to beta and ATY greater than equal to beta. But lambda is greater than equal to 0 and lambda is less than equal to 1. So lambda is non-negative and 1 minus lambda is also greater than or equal to 0. That's why if you look at the term of this ATZ, we put here lambda and 1 minus lambda. So it will be equal to lambda ATX plus 1 minus lambda ATY greater than or equal to beta, greater than or equal to beta, because ATX and ATY both are greater than or equal to beta, and lambda 1 minus lambda, these are non-negative, that's why ATZ is greater than or equal to beta. That means to say Z also belongs to H, and that's why we can say that this H is convex. Similarly, you can check H1. In this case, we are taking the set of all those X belonging to Rn for which ATX less than or equal to beta. Then again we can show that this H1 is convex. So apply the same rule and then you can prove that it is also convex. So dear students, next there are some important results of convex set. In this one more thing is also given, that if you take a circular pizza, that is also convex because if we take the segment of it is also convex. So important results are that intersection of two convexity is again a convex set, and if we generalize the process, we can also say that intersection of arbitrary collection of convexity is again a convex set. So we are defining convex function now after convex set. So we are saying that a function f defined an open interval AB is said to be convex if for each xy belonging to AB and lambda mu greater than or equal to 0 such that lambda plus mu equal to 1, we have f of lambda x plus mu y less than or equal to lambda fx plus mu fy. So in this case, we can take the endpoints as minus infinity plus infinity also, and due to the real line. And because lambda plus mu is equal to 1, from here we get mu equal to 1 minus lambda. When we put mu equal to 1 minus lambda in 1, then we get f lambda x plus 1 minus lambda y less than or equal to lambda fx plus 1 minus lambda fy. So it is the condition of convex function. And here if we take in between AB 3 points S, T and U, and we define lambda equal to T minus S by U minus S, mu equal to U minus T by U minus S, then U equal to X, S equal to Y, then what we get? Lambda plus mu is equal to T minus S upon U minus S plus U minus T by U minus S, and after simplifying it we get is equal to 1. So we use these results in 1, then what we get? F T minus S U upon U minus S plus U minus T by U minus S S less than equal to T minus S by U minus SFU plus U minus T by U minus S Fs. So when we simplify it, we get that Ft is less than equal to T minus S by U minus SFU plus U minus T by U minus S Fs. That means to say, what we can say, that the line segment joining the 2 points SFS and UFU is never below the graph of F, because it is less than or equal to, we are saying that Ft is less than or equal to T minus S upon U minus S Fu plus U minus T by U minus S Fs. That's why we can say that the line segment joining these 2 points SFS and UFU is never below the graph of F. It is always greater than or equal to. So we can define the convex function again, that a function f is sometimes called convex on AB if for all xy belonging to AB we have f of x plus y by 2 less than equal to 1 by 2 fx plus 1 by 2 fy. Just I discussed in the definition of convex set that we can take a particular case of lambda equal to 1 by 2. So we are saying that if next remark, if for all positive numbers lambda mu satisfying lambda plus mu equal to 1, we have f of lambda x plus mu y less than lambda fx plus mu fy, then we say that f is strictly convex because we have removed the equality from here. So dear students, in this way we can define the convex set and convex functions. So for today's lecture, you just learn about the convex set and convex function, and after that I will give you the next terms regarding this convex set and convex function. Thanks a lot. Thank you.